Hello, Denise.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We
Good
I
morning.
started earlier. We're scheduled like in 10 minutes. Are you okay to start now?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, bless you. Uh,
Thank you.
I trust that you went through the terms. Do you have
I
any
did.
questions?
No, no, thank you. I don't have any questions.
Okay. Uh, I always open up with a short, quiet prayer just to ask for permission to be of service. If you don't mind, I'll proceed with that now, first and foremost, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I tell you what I'm picking up immediately. I'm picking up somebody, and I'm not sure who they are. I'm not sure whether they're male or female. But the first thing I'm picking up is someone, mom, 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 that sort of feeling here. Somebody
Okay.
coming through with mom. You lost a child? You lost a son or a daughter?
Mm, mm, well, I've had miscarriages.
No, that's not it. Did you lose somebody else? Not a
Oh,
miscarriage.
I've lost my mom. Numerous loved ones,
Okay.
numerous.
No, no, no. But you haven't lost a daughter or a son, have you?
No, thank you, Jesus.
Okay.
Other than, miscarriages.
Miscarriages. Yeah, no, this isn't a miscarriage. No, this is you already told me that your mom is on the other side, bless her soul. So I already have that information. However, I'm feeling now that it's her linking to us, using the term mom, mom to make me feel that it's a mother connection here.
Uh-huh.
The first thing that she's letting me see here is a statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Either her name is Mary or there's a link to the statue to the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Um, my mom uh passed away when I was like 14 or 15, but my grandmother raised me, and she just passed away about 2 years ago, and she was devoured, or
Okay,
devout Catholic.
okay.
Catholic. So she used to pray
Yeah.
all the time, my grandma.
Did she actually have a little statue, a blue and
Yeah.
white Virgin Mary statue? Okay.
Several. Yeah.
Yeah. Did
My
she place
grandmother.
the rosary around it? Did she have the rosary around
Yeah,
this? Yeah.
she did. Uh-huh.
Okay. Now we know who we are with here.
Yeah. And my grandmother, was
Don't,
like
don't,
my
don't, don't,
mom.
don't.
Mm.
Did she make jam? Jam? Did she make homemade jam? Because she's showing me like jam on bread here.
Yeah, she made everything. Yeah.
All it takes from this woman is one touch, and you will feel better. One touch, and you'll feel better. Do you understand? So if you're sick, if anything, to you, her touch is magical. One touch, and everything changes.
Yes.
She's a
So
blessed
sweet.
lady. She's a blessed lady. She has the healing thing in her.
Very good lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big heart. Very big
Big,
heart.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you refer to her not as a grandmother, but as a mother? Would you refer to her as mama or
I no, I never called her mama, but I loved her with everything, but I didn't call her mama.
okay.
I called her grandma.
But the connection is as if she is actually a mother.
Right, and I loved her that much. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're dealing with somebody who is very religious, aren't we? That this lady is very
Uh,
religious because
yes,
all
she
that's
would
coming
pray.
through, yeah, all that's coming through here, Denise, is religious images, and I'm seeing our Lord Jesus Christ and the crucifixion. I saw that she had a veil on her head. We're in the church, Easter, everything came at once. So I feel this lady here, your grandma, bless her, she observed religion, but in the correct way, not in the incorrect way that people do it nowadays, in the
Yeah.
real, genuine way.
Oh yeah, she was always praying. It's the first thing she did when she woke up, and then the last thing she did when she went to bed, and uh, religiously prayed. Yeah, a lot.
It's not about her today. She's come through, but she's going to bring somebody else through, somebody linked to you. Okay. So I'm
Hmm.
waiting for her.
Okay.
There is a gentleman here, a male energy. Forgive me. There's a male energy here, and he seems to be at your sort of level, meaning either a brother or a friend or a cousin. Did you lose any of these? A brother?
Not a brother. Um, an uncle, uncles, and cousins.
There's a mustache to the person.
When you say my level, you mean my height, or
No,
is that what you mean?
meaning like at your level, meaning like it could be
Oh,
the
my age?
yeah, age, it could be the proximity of where they are in terms of the family. So below you is like a son, a daughter, a niece, a nephew. At your level is husband, boyfriend, friend, brother, that sort of thing. So, but the
Okay.
distinct thing, there's a mustache, and I'm seeing a taxi here, a, a cab, a taxi.
Oh, taxi cab. Hmm.
Who drove a taxi from your relatives?
I'm trying to think, especially of my love. Like I said, I've had numerous loved ones,
Yes.
but I don't recall. Um, like my grandmother, her sons, my uncles. but I don't recall them driving taxis that I know I'm aware of. That I'm aware of.
Did she have a son that has a mustache?
She had a
A bit,
couple.
yeah. This specific gentleman here on the rough side a bit on the rough side. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I have two uncles that passed, and they both had mustaches. Um, one was taller and darker, and another one was shorter and stout.
Let me explain to you what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing somebody, uh, if I'm not mistaken, the immediate feeling I would get is something about Hispanic, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
And I,
we all,
yeah, and he's wearing a vest, and there's a big chain type of thing with a cross or something on his neck. A big chain. I can see the chain. And this fellow has the mustache.
I think that sounds like my Uncle Tom, maybe. Um, he always had a mustache and a chain.
That
Big.
was he a bit of a black sheep in the family?
Um, a little bit, you know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. What both my uncles that passed, I think, kind of felt as if they might have been.
Because his energy is different from his mom, your grandma. It's a different energy. She came through and it was beautiful, warm, spiritual energy. He
Right.
came through and it's a different energy. I'm not saying that he's
No,
nasty.
no, yeah, no, that I don't think, um, with the exception of my mom, maybe or my auntie, but my uncles were kind of had different energy than my grandma. They were like my grandpa. They were like him.
Did he have a drinking problem? Because I'm seeing him with a drink in his hand.
My other uncle that's my, a little closer to my age, a little bit older, that I'm talking about too, he did. That's how he passed
Okay.
of cirrhosis.
Denise, references being made about you, you're better off without him. You're better off without him. I'm not sure who it's him. Uh, did you go through a separation? Did you move away from someone, or were you in a relationship and you left that person?
No, well, when I was younger, I mean, I'm 56. I've been married we just had an anniversary for 38 years, and everybody adores my husband.
I'm
He's a
sure.
good man. My husband is a good man.
Prior
And
to meeting this husband of yours,
well,
were
prior
you
to this one, yeah, when I was younger, and he is the father. My first boyfriend is the father of my daughter, Lori, my oldest.
okay?
He was awful. Yeah,
Okay.
awful, abusive. Yeah,
That's the reference that's being made here. Okay.
yeah,
And his let me describe this. The feeling I'm getting from Uncle, it's like a not full of himself, but like sure of himself. Like, yeah, I knew it. Maybe he knew him in person before he passed, but something about him, like, yeah, I knew it all along.
yeah. Well, I was raised with my grandma and grandpa and
Okay,
my uncle Lawrence.
Okay.
We lived in the house together, so he knew how my boyfriend at that time was. He was abusive, and my uncle didn't like him.
He showed me a gun. He was prepared to take a gun to him. Like he showed me a
I
gun.
heard about that. I mean, I don't know if he ever did that, but I know my grandpa told me, he had told my uncle he wanted him to do something, to him before because he was abusive to me. Yeah. Mm.
Denise, you know, it's funny, but uh, we're talking about the black sheep of the family, but there's an incredible amount of love from him to you, from uncle.
I wish I knew for sure. I mean, I don't know, but my uncle Lawrence was his name, Lawrence, and he used to babysit us. My mom would have him watch us sometimes, and um, we were very close. Then we kind of like drifted away, but then he got sick later, and I tried to help him as much as I could. But I've always adored my uncle Lawrence. That's him. I loved him dearly,
There
and
is that sort of feeling coming through, the value and appreciation.
yeah.
Uh, did he sort of melt away from the person that he was? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, he got real sick. He was real sick, and he was, you know,
don't, you know,
yeah,
I'm sorry, Denise.
yeah, yeah. No, he got real sick, and we used to tell him, let me help you get on the liver transplant. Let me help. He goes, no, I did this to myself. I just want it to be, it's my fault. I brought it onto myself, and it is what it is. And he was a strong man, a real strong man.
Don't, I was gonna say physically he looks well built, he looks uh, very good, but inside the mechanics were not correct. Inside he had problems, and
Oh
I
yeah, I see that.
even emotional problems.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me go back a bit here. He showed me a hand raised. Was he beaten as a child? Do you know that?
they probably all were. My grandpa was real strict, but he kind of smacked them a little. I don't know if he ever really, because of nowadays, abuse is different, but we all kind of got spanked at times. But my grandpa was just stern with the boys. I never saw, abuse of any sort, but my grandpa would smack them. Yeah.
I think there's a bit more to just the physical aspect here. I think Denise, um, sometimes we can abuse people with words or
Yes.
emotionally,
Yeah.
and there is this thing
And
that's,
he did feel he
yeah,
felt like my grandpa didn't love him,
there you go.
and my grandpa was emotionless, but
There
I
you
love my grandpa as well. I
yeah,
mean, he loved you, but he just didn't know how to
yeah.
show you. But yeah.
There's this breakdown, definitely. I see them both on different levels, a breakdown here.
Yeah.
But this is a time for healing and reconciliation. And
Yeah.
what's coming through here for you is just to prove to you that it is him.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure that it's my Uncle Lawrence,
I'm
which,
pretty sure it's him because when you said
yeah,
his name, I felt a trigger within me. So I'm
okay,
pretty
I
sure
hope
it's
so. Yeah. I loved him dearly. Yeah.
something about betrayal. Something about betrayal. I feel your uncle Lauren, I feel like he was betrayed. I'm not sure if he was going out with a lady or married to a lady or whatever she is to him. And I feel there was something about betrayal here.
He was married, but they lived an odd life. Like they slept in different beds. But he did want to make sure she was taken care of. I mean, he did love her, but they were kind of lived separate lives, but together. But I also know he had a lot of issues. He loved his mama, my grandma, and him were like this, but I also know he had family, like issues with my grandpa and his own sister and some of his brothers. He
I'm
felt,
I'm gonna go
mhm.
with my heart here, Denise. I do feel very strongly that uh, this lady he was married to had an affair of some sort, was linked to somebody else, and he knew about it. He found out about it, and
He might have, but he's very private too, so he never
I was
disclosed that.
I
Yeah,
was gonna come to that, and I was gonna say to you, he would have subdued his emotion with the drink. So yeah,
yeah,
another reason to drink. You know,
yeah. Mhm.
he's linking me to your daughter. Um, you said you had a daughter, didn't you?
I have two.
Okay, he's
Mhm.
linking me to one of your daughters here. Hang on.
And my oldest, um, my grandma helped me with her too. I got pregnant when I was in my last year in high school, and my uncle and I lived at home with my grandma, and they used to kind of watch her, and my grandma watched her, and my uncle Lawrence lived in the house, so we were all close. So my oldest was real close to my grandparents and my uncles.
I'm not sure whether it's the oldest one that you just described or the younger one, but one of these girls seems to have emotional baggage. Let's put it this way. Okay,
My daughter, Lori, my oldest. Yeah.
that's the one. Okay, that's the one he would have linked to. And
Really, I did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's a good person, but really,
now, Denise, what I'm feeling here, he's not giving me any information, but there is a parallel between her and her uncle. Like he knows where she's coming from. He knows what she's done. He links with her. I don't know if you can be open with your daughter and tell her like about the session we're having
oh,
here.
we're very close. Yeah, I mean, my daughters are. I'm very honest with them.
Will you
You
please
know,
convey a message to your daughter from uncle here?
yeah,
Would you please tell her he understands what she's gone through, what she is going through. He will never judge her and he will always love her.
okay, yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
There's something that she keeps quiet and it's private to her, fair enough to her, but he understands what she's going through and he loves her unconditionally.
okay, yeah.
Sweet daughter. He calls her sweet daughter. It's like she is his own daughter. That's how he sees her. Sweet daughter.
Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice.
It's fascinating. Sometimes some people wait to when they cross over to the other side, that's when they start to.
Yeah, because I knew he was kind of private, so she hadn't really spoke with him. She became an adult, and we kind of like
Yeah.
she didn't talk to him very much and stuff like that. But Lori adores her whole family. My daughter loves everybody. But I didn't know he felt, he was that close about feeling about her like that. So
And
that's nice.
I'm seeing the sign of the cross, the crucifix. Lori is her name, is she?
Lori,
So I'm seeing her wearing the crucifix. So I'm feeling there is a connection there as well.
he does. Uh-huh.
One of the two daughters paints or draws.
One of my daughter draws and paints, no, but my uncle did.
Ah,
If Lawrence is who we're talking about, he
yes.
was a beautiful artist, you know, beautiful and very talented and gifted in that, you
Oh,
know.
forgive me. I misinterpreted. I thought he's talking about her, but no, he's talking about himself. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that he was a beautiful artist.
Denise, did he do time at all? Was he incarcerated?
No, I mean, he got in some trouble, a little bit of trouble when he was young, but he was not incarcerated.
Because I feel there's the police background here. Suddenly I'm surrounded by police, like there's
I always remember one incident that he always jokes about. You know, he'll talk to us about when he uh, stole something or something happened, and my grandpa and grandma had to get him out of trouble. He got in some trouble, but he never did like prison time or anything. But he got in trouble with the police before. Yeah,
but he's a likable person. He's not
he's a
a s-
jokester.
yeah, a likable person. So even when I'm getting the feeling, even if the police are there, it's like a little reprimand, like, hey, you know,
Yeah,
it's.
yeah.
I've got a female energy now, and I'm trying to determine who this is. Bear
Yeah.
with me.
Okay.
You lost a sister? Did you lose a sister?
Mm, not that I know.
I have a lady here who feels with a sister energy. Did you lose a close friend to cancer?
We've lost so many people. But I mean, my mom died of cancer.
Was your
Um,
was your mom very close to you, like a sister type of relationship?
no, um, no, I battled emotions with my mother. I always felt like she didn't love me, but
Was your mom, did your mom pass at a younger age, meaning our age?
oh, younger than me, she was like 30,
Okay,
37, 32.
okay, that's her. Uh, was her hair wavy black?
Mm-hmm. Real light complected, real light and darker hair.
I'm sorry, I mistook her for a sister because she looks so young.
Oh
I thought
yeah,
sister.
she was young when she passed. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm really sorry.
that's okay.
She is serious. She doesn't come across as friendly. She's here to conduct business. Let's put it this way. Okay? And I feel that this is why you're here. This is why we're here together. Funny enough, your uncle is the one who brought her in. I didn't say
That's
it.
his sister. Yeah, his sister.
And I feel that she's here because we need to work through something here. Okay? For you to understand things from her point of view and so forth.
Mhm.
Denise, I need you to follow what I'm going to say to you, okay? Because it's hard to convey things.
Sure.
You cannot love if you don't love yourself. So when you thought that she doesn't love you, no, it's not about you, but she had her own issues. It was nothing to do with you as such.
Yeah.
Okay? But this is a woman who comes from a trouble, troubled background. And also,
Mhm.
I feel there is something emotionally, mentally, something is not quite right there. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know how the mood changes. And I feel at some point she's not quite with it. Sometimes she's not quite with it. It's not about you, it's about her with her own demons, let's put it this way. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. She keeps saying, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Giving me the impression like she had no experience or she didn't know how to handle the situation. She didn't know.
She went through a lot too, with my dad. Mm.
If only I knew, I would have done more. If only I knew. And she shows me like she's hugging you like this, like protecting you. If only I knew. So I feel like there are things that you have not shared with her, and now she's aware of them, like things about you, things, experiences, or whatever. She was unaware.
Yeah,
She's not shifting the blame at you, but she's taking it all on board herself.
yeah. Well, I'm a private person, so um, I just feel like I wished I had her in my life because I've been through so much, but I've always regretted how I treated her. But I always felt like she loved my brother more than she loved me, and so I was not so kind to her growing up. And then she passed when I was so young, I didn't. And now I wish I had her, to make up for everything, But
Well, she's heard everything that you've said now, everything that you've shared. And Denise, the impression that comes to me is let it go. She's doing
yeah,
go. Okay, let it go. We're all unkind to our parents. I mean, I'm willing to bet your lovely two girls are unkind to you sometimes.
oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's how
yeah, true,
I have a daughter who's 7 years old. She tells me off, and I'm 50,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So this is how it is. So let it go. Don't
I
feel
true,
bad about it at all. We're, your mom
yeah,
understands better, you know. And to feel jealous, that's you're natural. Children feel the way they do.
yeah, true, very true,
And the fault is not yours. You need to understand this. This is why she's here. She wants to help heal you. Because what she's saying, what she's impressing on me here is had she done a better job, you wouldn't feel the feelings that you were feeling.
yeah,
Okay? Then
mhm,
you would have felt a balance, equal balance. But you didn't feel that equal balance because she failed or she couldn't really attain that sort of balance for you.
yeah,
Okay?
I get that. Hmm.
Yeah. So you have two, three things to let go of, Denise, and start a new life here, a new page.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. She is with you. This is what she wants me to tell you. Forgive me. Okay.
That's what I was wondering, if she's with me, you know.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, if she wasn't with you, she wouldn't connect with us the way she is here. So
Yeah.
she is with you. She is with you. Don't let your feelings uh, be clouded. No, keep them nice and pure. The
Yeah.
lady loves you.
Well, I love her.
Was there a sort of a sweet that she would prepare with a pastry or something, um, like a sweet of some sort? I can see, like, I can almost sense it and feel it and smell it.
She would make a lot of things, you know. She cooked, and what always reminds me of my mom is like her fudge. She would always make like homemade fudge, you know, it was so good. But she cooked a lot, yeah.
There's a distinct feeling between her, your mom, and grandma. Grandma is a more calmer energy, more laid back. Mom is more intense, more, more stricter, more stern.
Mhm.
Grandma is more laid back and
Well,
loving.
grandma's a sweetheart. Like she was everybody's peace, you know, peace. Uh, you know, my grandpa was so strict and, you know, rough, and grandma was so, you know, she was your angel, you know. And my mom, though, my mom was real quiet. My mom didn't, she was real reserved, real quiet, but although I had issues and felt like she didn't love me more, you know, as much as my brother, she was also protective of us because it was just us three. You know, my dad left her and abused her, and she was a single mom. You know, but she was all she. My mom was known for being real quiet and passive until you made her mad. You know, then she was a tornado.
Oh,
But usually her demeanor was real, you know, quiet.
did your dad just leave just like that?
My dad.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad. Yeah, he divorced my mom when we were like 4 or 5, and you
Wow.
know, he was an abuser. He abused her and cheated on her, and you know, and he was in and out of our lives. So, I mean, I loved him too. We had some issues, but when he got real sick, and that's what I was wondering if he was coming through either, because he got real sick, and I did help take care of him in the end. But we had like about 4 years where we didn't talk. But then when I heard he was sick, I ended up going to him, and I helped take care of him.
Uh, when we talk about that, was there something wrong respiratory, the chest area?
Well, he was a smoker. That's not what he died from, but he was a smoker.
Did we have towards the end, did he have something with the breathing? Because I can't breathe properly.
He passed. Well, I think it was a combination of everything for him. I mean, he was a heavy smoker. He had died of cancer, intestinal cancer. My father-in-law, I mean, he was like my dad. He was my heart. I don't know if he had that though. I don't. He just kind of passed, you know.
Who is this guy who's bald, hair on the side, slightly bigger man?
Mm, bald. I don't know. Both my dad and my father-in-law had hair. I mean, my dad, well, when he passed, I mean, he lost some hair. He was always wearing hats.
I'm,
Um,
it's not completely bald. As I said, there's hair on the sides.
that
So,
would probably be more of my dad, I think, than my father-in-law. Yeah, because my father-in-law had a good head of hair.
okay. Yeah, I keep getting the feeling oxygen, oxygen. I keep getting a feeling that they had to give him.
They did take oxygen. Yeah, my dad did take oxygen.
You described your mother as a tornado when she gets going, and now she's starting. Nothing was good for him. Nothing was good enough for him.
Yeah,
Everything,
yeah.
everything I did, nothing was good enough for him.
My mom was a good woman to him. Was a good woman to him.
Did she have to wear heavy makeup to hide, to conceal some of the?
Sometimes when he hit her, yeah. Mhm.
I feel like she's putting herself up or out, basically to get the blows to protect the kids. So she'd rather get the blows herself, but rather than the kids getting them. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Probably. I mean, she would do that. I mean, she would defend us, but you know, I could see her doing that. Yeah.
But there was no, there's no limits here with this man. There's no limit. I mean, he could cross the borders or he could cross and harm the kids, knowingly or unknowingly. He could harm.
Yeah.
There's so much pent up anger in him. I don't understand where that's coming from.
He was very he always used to tell us stories, about his upbringing too, He never hit me or my brother. He never hit, but then again, he was in and out of our lives. So, but he didn't hit us, but he was crazy. Like he did some crazy things,
I
you
can see
know.
gun as well. I can see a handgun to do with him.
Oh yeah, he had a lot of them, a lot of guns. Yeah, he was in the army. He was a Green Beret, and he loved it. That was his life, was the army.
But Denise, I think there is a bit more than just the army here. I feel that he may have become involved in something he shouldn't really have been involved with.
Probably because he had a lot of secrets. He used to tell me all the time that even before he passed, he was always regretful of how he treated my mom. And a lot of things he did in his life, he said, there's things I'm not proud of. He said that he would say, he never told me what, but he said he's done a lot of things he wasn't proud of.
He wants me to share with you. Because you need to understand this. When we take somebody's life, it doesn't sit well with us.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
that probably,
you understand?
I get it. I get it. That's probably, I think, ate him up a lot. I could tell there was always something that really bothered him that he didn't share, but I he would tell me he did some bad things in his life.
This is one of them.
Yeah.
Your mom was the easy punch bag. She was available. So unfortunately, that anger had to be vented somewhere, and your mom is there. He feels very, very embarrassed about this. He feels very bad.
Yeah.
But she's the one who brought him today. She's allowed him to come through because she wants him also to heal. You see, it's working both ways. Him opening up is healing him. And
Okay.
okay,
And it helps me understand too. Yeah.
who caught him off guard one day with tears? Who caught him with tears, like emotional, tearful?
I remember being little or younger, and not often did I see him cry, but once in a while I did. Yeah, it might have been me. I remember, I don't, it's weird how sometimes I don't have a great memory. It's the weirdest thing that sometimes I feel like I don't remember a lot of my childhood for some reason. But I remember my dad having us once in a while, and if, he'd be drinking, or, he would be emotional sometimes.
Mixing with the wrong crowd. Your dad isn't made that way. There's a part of him which you connect with, that you love about him, that you said earlier you loved your dad and you were there for him because you're a very wise lady. You could see that part in him, that
Hmm.
there's a kind part in him. I feel your dad
Yeah.
is a prime example of somebody losing their way in life. And I just felt that he was surrounded by people that were not of his quality. So he was
Yeah.
influenced, mixed with the wrong crowd, that sort of.
Yeah, probably.
The gold coin. I'm supposed to tell you something about the gold coin. Does that make sense to you?
Not right now. Oh, going on.
Keep in
No,
mind,
I always wondered if he would come through and say anything, about things, because he married, when he left my mom, he remarried we call her the evil stepmom. She was evil. And when he passed, she didn't want to give us anything of his, everything went to her and her kids. She left us out of everything, everything. And, I always was a little bit angry with him for that, that he didn't include us in the will or anything. But then all of a sudden she couldn't find the will. But, I just felt like, I always felt like he was never a man to stand up for us, me and my brother. He let her mistreat, us and kind of keep him from us, but it wasn't until older, until I was a woman now and realized you're a grown man. You could have said, mm-mm, those are my kids. I will see them. But instead you let her, pull you away from us. But, you know, she did some bad things too. So I always wondered if he saw, if he realized that or cared.
Do you, as I'm listening to you talking about the situation, and I wanted to get the clarity in my head about my feelings, the feelings I'm picking up from him. Denise, I felt that he had trusted her, that he put some trust in her, that she will do the right thing, or something about him trusting her. I
See, and
don't,
that's what I told my husband. I said, I feel like my dad maybe thought she was going to do morally the right thing.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I always thought that, but I didn't know. And I thought, she was awful,
Yep.
about
That's exactly what it is, because he wasn't the sort of person he could bring himself to think beyond a certain limit. Let's put it this way. So he sort of entrusted this side of things to her, that she will do the right thing. But
right.
so there is regret
Yeah.
from him.
That's what I wondered. I mean, if he ever,
Yeah.
regretted that.
But he presses on me, I have bigger regrets. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Do your kids know him? The daughters, do your daughters know him?
Oh yeah, then my kids knew who my dad was.
But do they know of him? Do they know?
No, not like I do, not, what I know, what he was. I mean, my kids are adults now, so they're not happy with how I was treated, but, they don't know how he was or the bad things either that have happened to him.
May I please convey this to you? And this is totally up to you to decide on how to do. He's asking me to tell you, to ask you, basically, to ask you that speak to them of him in a good light. So,
Yeah, I don't even speak of him at all, really, but yeah, I always feel like you should keep their memory alive. I speak a lot of my
yeah,
grandma, my grandpa, my in-laws, my mother-in-law, father-in-law. I don't talk about him a whole lot. So,
fair enough. But what he wants is, if you speak about him, please speak in a good light, because he has enough on his plate anyway to deal with.
oh yeah, oh,
And
yeah.
for him, it's very important that it's very important for him to see in their eyes the love that he didn't have for himself and for others. I hope I'm making myself clear here. So
I think so, because even before he passed, I would have dinners and I would invite him over, and he got to know my kids better, and he loved them. He said he was proud of me, that raising my kids, and they were always good to him. And he thanked me, and he said he felt loved by them.
this is it,
So
absolutely it. So please maintain that. So
yeah.
I know you may want to share private things, like he may have been abusive to you, to your mom, and so forth. But
Oh no, I don't tell them that. But I just don't speak of him often.
okay,
It's not, maybe with my husband,
yeah,
when sometimes me and him talk, and I'll talk about things that might have bothered me, and so sometimes we'll talk about those things, but I don't talk about those things with my kids.
that's you. Well done. He's starting to pull away. He's starting to pull back. And the last image that's come from him right now, again, in tears, and he's kissing your hand.
Okay.
Denise, I'm very touched and honored to have made your acquaintance today. The way you're dealing with the whole situation. Uh, you're a very big woman. You're a giant of a person with a very big heart. Well done to you. Some people wear the cross, but they're not Christians. You don't even need to wear a cross. You're a very real Christian. I hope you understand.
Try. I feel like I've been through a lot,
Yeah,
and I feel like I too was the shits at one time in my life, and I just I try to be better, better person for my kids, for myself,
well done.
so, you know, I
Well,
do.
stay,
Thank you.
stay with me.
Okay.
Now, Denise, uh, do you mind if I was to use snippets from our session today to share on social media, or would you prefer not to? Totally
Oh,
up to
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
you.
Mhm.
And I am intrigued. You are Spanish, or do you speak Spanish?
I wish everybody assumes I do, but I do not.
Oh, you
I
do
do.
not.
I
Where
don't
are
know.
you from originally?
Where am I from? From Colorado, Pueblo, Colorado.
All
Um,
right. Uh,
yeah.
but were you by origin from South America somewhere?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. Mm.
I just wondered if you spoke Spanish for some reason.
No, I wish I did. That's not his first language, but we were all raised with those Spanish grandmas and everything, and he knows it very well. I
Nice.
do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely lovely woman. Thank you for meeting with me today. And if you ever need me, I'm on the internet. I'll send you an email following this. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. I
Bless you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.